Ebenezer again from Semani Enterprise Tutors, and I hope you have been following our tutorial series, and I hope you've been learning. Today we're going to be looking at conditional operators. Alright, conditional operators are operators that take in two operands and then determine if the condition is true or false, and when they determine that, they now determine where the block of code or which block of code is being executed. Alright, and in Java we have three conditional operators. We have the and, we have the or, and then we have the not. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at these three operators. Okay, so let's begin. So what have I done before starting this tutorial? Yeah, I have created the conditional operator.java class file, and then I've declared and initialized two variables, int number 1 is equals to 5 and number 2 is equals to 4. Alright, so let's say you were building an application that would display you win if number 1 and number 2 is equals to, if number 1 is equals to 3 and then number 2 is equals to 5. Alright, so that way you need to have a nested if statement. Remember our nested if statement tutorial. If you don't remember it, please feel free to check the link below. I'm going to be putting the link to the tutorial. Alright, so let's say here we have if number 1, okay, since we want number 1 to be equals to, let's say, equals to 5, okay, let's just follow this for now, and then is equals to 4. Then here we want to display system.out.println. Alright, come on people, let's go. Okay, so we want to display and say you win. Okay, so let's run this as Java application. Alright, you win. Okay, so the only time when you win will be displayed is if number 1 is equals to 5, and please pay attention to that, and if number 2 is equals to 4. So the first conditional operator we're going to be looking at is the and conditional operator, and the symbol for that is this, 2 of this. Okay, so like I said before, these conditional operators take two operands. Now an operand on the right, so this is 1, and then an operand on the left. Okay, so the and operator works that the two conditions both on the right and on the left must be true in order for the condition to be true. Okay, so the two operands, the one on the right and the one on the left, must be true before the and operator would declare that the condition is true. Okay, so in order for us to replicate this, all we'll do is create another if statement. Okay, so please pay attention to this, an if statement that says if number 1 is equals to 5 and, okay, alright, is equals to 4. So only if number 1 is equals to 5 is true and number 2 is equals to 4 is true is when we will display you win. Okay, so I'll just comment this out using Ctrl+Shift/. Alright, so I'll run this again. Alright, okay, there you go, you win. So this statement, this nested if statement, is equivalent to this one, but all we just did is we introduced the and conditional operator. Alright, so how this works is if this is true, this operand is true, and this operand is true, you will get a true. So the requirement for this to be true is that the two operands must be true, but if one of the operands is false, the whole statement will be false. Alright, so now we have if number 1 is equals to 3 and number 2 is equals to 4, display you win. Else, so that we can understand this, else I'll just copy and display you lost. Okay, so we can see it. So I would run that again. You lost. Okay, why is it displaying you lost? Because operand is what is false. So until the two operands are true, that is when the AND operand would declare, the conditions, the statement as true. Okay, so I think what people do make a mistake in knowing when to use which and when not to use which. When you use the AND, it means you expect the two operands, just like this one. What we did was display you win when number 1 is equals to 5 and number 2 is equals to 4. Alright, so if I change this, now the two operands, both the one on the right and the left, is true. So what we'll have displayed on the console is you win. Alright, so let's check that out. Okay, so you win. Alright, so guys, the next conditional operator we're going to be looking at is the OR conditional operator. Okay, and it has the symbol of double bar. Alright, I like to call it double bar now. Okay, 2 bars like this. So how this works is that just like the AND conditional operator, it also takes 2 operands now. Alright, so like this, Operand1 double bar Operand2. Okay, so how it works is that it is only required that one operand, now either the one on the left or the right, is true, therefore the whole statement is true. Okay, so unlike the AND operator that requires both the right operand and the left operand to be true to give you a true, this only requires that one operand is true and then the whole condition is said to be true. Okay, so we'll just change this. Alright, so this, now what this means is if number 1 is equals to 5, or so 1 can be, or number 2 is equals to 4, display you win. Alright, so for now the two operands are true. So if we display this, or if we run this, okay, what you will get is you win. Alright, but if I change this, remember, if I change this to 3, alright, remember if it was the AND operator this will be false, but now see what happens because we have changed it to the OR operator. Now see what it's going to display now. Alright, baby, come on, we are live. Alright, I don't know why she's taking so much time. Okay, let me run that again. Java application. Alright, there you go, you win. Okay, so it is displayed from here, and then you wonder why, but number 1 is not equals to 3, but number 2, the second operand, is equals to 4. So therefore, once one operand is true, the OR operator determines the whole statement to be true. Okay, so if I change this to 6 and make the operand on the right true by changing it to 5, because number 1 is equals to 5. Now if I run that, okay, so you win. The only time that the OR operator will determine a statement to be false is if both the operand on the right and the operand on the left are false. So if I change this to 3, number 1 is equals to 5 and number 2 is equals to 6, number 2 is equals to 4. So if I run, except the two operands both on the left and on the right is equals to false, that is when the OR operand will then say that the statement is what? It's false. Alright, I hope you understand. So the last conditional operator we're going to be looking at today is the NOT conditional operator with it's being represented with an exclamation mark. Okay, so this takes just one operand and then it's always an operand on the right. Okay, always an operand on its right. Okay, so this changes, it's like the opposite of the operand. Okay, so it changes now. Let me show you now. If number 1, okay, is equals to 3, okay, let me put it equals to 5 now. Alright, so this 5, if number 1 is equals to 5, display on the console you win. Okay, so I'll display that you win, right? So if I want to do the opposite, not just does quite the opposite of the operand. So what this is going to read is, if number one not equals to 5, okay, so if it is not equals to 5, display you win, but if it is equals to 5, display you lost. Okay, so the not operand just inverses. Okay, so it inverses what it has in the bracket now. So what let me explain this again so we'll be clear. Number one equals to 5 is true, but in not it, and I say if number one not equals to 5, or if number one is not equals to 5, then display. So if I change this to 3, then you see what will have displayed on the console is you win. There you go. So that is the way the not operator works. It inverses whatever you have in the operand. It inverses whatever the operand has. Okay, so I hope you understand the three operators. I hope you understand the three conditional operators now, both the and, the or, and the not. All right, so keep coming back and keep watching. I hope you are learning, and then I will have this in my GitHub repository. I'll drop the link underneath in case you don't have in case you're tired of typing. You can just copy the code, paste it in your ID, and then you can tweak as you like. Okay, so keep watching. Thank you, and God bless you.